Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode. This is the 20th episode of the series, and we start today's episode off with our Champions League playoff game against Aberdeen here away at Pittodrie in Scotland.
It's a debut for the new forward today.
Yeah, and with that comes a little bit of pressure because everyone's expecting you to score the goals. The fans are, I think.
And after finishing in third place last season in the Bundesliga, that would mean we'd have this playoff tie to determine who would go through to the group stages of the Champions League for this upcoming season. The board not only wants to reach the group stage, but also get out of that group stage and reach the knockout stages as well. So going out in the playoff rounds would surely be deemed unacceptable from the Hamburg board. So coming to this game here, the first of two legs away in Scotland. The first chance would fall to us 24 minutes in as Stendera played through Andre Silva, making his debut for Hamburg in this game, and what a perfect start for our new number 14. So you saw Angel Correa start against Borussia Mönchengladbach, have a man-of-the-match performance and also score on his debut as well against the German side in the Bundesliga opening day. So of course they will be German, stupid thing to say there, Docs, wasn't it? But either way, against Aberdeen here, Silva was on the bench of that Borussia Mönchengladbach game. He'd start this one away in Scotland, and what a perfect start. His first shot in the game was on target, and it also found the back of the net as well, as he got to celebrate in front of his new fans. So Aberdeen 0, Hamburg 1, the perfect start to the game. And in the 38th minute, it could have been 2-0. He was played through once again, this time by Luan, but unfortunately it was a good save by Brown, and he claimed a rebound from the one-on-one as well. So still 1-0 to Hamburg in this game. Aberdeen in the first half did effectively nothing. We were looking the better side, still leading by a goal to nil. And on the stroke of half-time, had a good chance to make it 2-0 here. Masuaku found Lewis Holtby, and what about this from an assist for Lewis Holtby as we double our lead just before the break, and Stendera gets his first goal for the club since signing in January from Eintracht Frankfurt. We bought him in for £600,000 plus Aaron Hunt. Didn't really do too well for us in his first 6 months for Hamburg, was pretty poor to be honest, but it's his first goal for the new club here in the new season. A really nice cushioned half volley with the left foot, but it was all about the assist from Lewis Holtby. Absolutely beautiful. That nice little skill pass between his legs, that was just glorious. It wasn't really between his legs, it was a flick, and it looked really nice anyway. So wonderful assist, nice finish, and at half-time, as you can see, Aberdeen 0, Hamburg 2, the perfect first half in the first leg of this qualifier. So 2-0 to Hamburg. 10 minutes after the restart though, Valente had to come out from his box and clear the ball away. Manuel Neuer started to keep it at 2-0 there, but just a few minutes later, Aberdeen would get themselves back in the game, and unfortunately, it is a mistake from Cesar Valente as he concedes his first goal of the season. He came out for this corner, and I don't know whether you guys are the same here, but for me this year I've noticed that goalkeepers tend to be better in the air and tend to have much better aerial ability, tend to command their box way better than last year's FIFA, but they do often make mistakes as well, and it's pretty frustrating because they can be very inconsistent. One game they seem like they won't drop anything and they are just perfect when coming out to claim crosses, will always catch them or punch them away really well, and some games they literally come out and get caught in no man's land 2 or 3 times. It's very frustrating, but either way, it was 2-1. We hit the post late on in the game as well. Andre Silva going in search of his second goal, hit the post there, but it was still 2-1, and it was how the game would finish as well. Final score away in Scotland, Aberdeen 1, Hamburg 2, and we win the first of 2 legs in this Champions League playoff. So really pleased with that, or qualifier if you will, really pleased with that. And of course, because of those 2 goals as well being scored away from home in Scotland, it does mean that in the second leg at Hamburg at Volkspark Stadion, Aberdeen will have to score 2 goals, otherwise we will be going through, because even if they win the game by a goal to nil, for example, we'll go through on the away goal ruling. So really happy with that, a great performance. And following that as well, you can see here, Bayer Leverkusen said they were going to match the £2.7 million bid we asked for Giroud in the last episode. Of course, we asked for the valuation, which was £2.9 million. They said no. We said up it's £2.7 million right at the end of the last episode, and they said yes. So our captain, Johan Giroud, looks as though he's going to play his final game for Hamburg here in the second game of today's episode, back in the Bundesliga, taking on Augsburg on the weekend away from home for our first away game in the league this season. So, as I said in the last episode, it will be a shame to see Johan Giroud leave the club because he's our captain here for Hamburg, and last season he was part of the defence that had the second best record for goals conceded. Only 23 goals conceded last year, and only Bayern Munich were better with 22, I do believe. Or maybe we conceded 22 and they conceded 21, but there's only 1 goal between us anyway. The second best record defensively last season. It was a big reason as to why we finished in the Champions League spots, but he's turning 30 during the year. His contract's up at the end of the summer as well. I wasn't prepared to give him the wage increase he wants. He's on 45 grand a week, wants to get that increase as well. It's not something I'm prepared to do. So because of that, I do like him. I really do. But I think it's time now we say goodbye to Johan and start to look for other targets. But still, coming into this game here, the second one of today's episode, Johan Giroud almost opened the scoring on probably his final day. That would have been great to see, but sadly, as you could see there, the header went just off target. There were a couple of good chances in the first half for both sides. In the second half as well, 30 minutes after the restart, there was a really good chance for the home side to open the scoring. Jidong one shot going just wide the post and behind for a goal kick. And then 6 minutes later, we almost opened the scoring here as Correa receives the ball from Yannick Gerhardt, goes for goal, but couldn't get a second goal in 2 games since joining the club, as this shot hits the post and it is still 0-0. So there were quite a few chances for both teams in this game, quite a few good ones as well, but it was still goalless. But with 20 minutes to go here, Augsburg will go down the left-hand side. Ashton Gutz dived into a challenge, got nowhere near it, and unfortunately as the cross came in from the centre, from the left-hand side to the centre, it was Kujia Cho who got on the end of it, had a free header, put it past Cesar Valente, and his despairing dive accounted for nothing. So it went straight into the bottom corner, and the home side would take the lead. So last season, you heard me say it all through the campaign, our problem was that we couldn't win games away from home. And for our first away game of the new campaign, we look like we're going to lose already. So 1-0 to the home side, looks as though they're going to claim all 3 points. But the final chance fell to us here in the 89th minute as Young received the ball here after this deflected shot came straight to our number 28 off the bench. He goes down the right hand side, I'm about to chip the ball into the centre, and how about this for late drama, because the Estonian centre-back Klavan dives in, gets a booking for his troubles as well, and gives away a penalty as we have a chance to tie the game with virtually the final kick of the game. Klavan getting a booking, he gives away the penalty. He shouldn't have too many complaints. He took him down, there was a lot of contact, he won none of the ball as well. It is a definite spot kick, and what a chance for us to grab a point on the second game of the season and our first away from home as well. So Young taken down, definite penalty, and of course the man that will stand up and take it, Cesar Valente, 18 years old now, a massive moment in his career already. We're trailing by a goal to nil. Can he rescue us a point in stoppage time? So Valente against hits, and he sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, puts it into the top corner, and the Brazilian makes it Augsburg 1, Hamburg 1. So how about that? He scored 3 goals from the spot last season. He was really awesome in his debut year. I sold Rene Adler, who was our best player at the time. I'm putting all my faith in Valente. That's what I said, and I think he's going to repay me as well over the course of this career. He sends the ball into the top corner, makes the goalkeeper to go the wrong way, gives him the eyes, and makes it Augsburg 1, Hamburg 1, as we rescue a point with virtually the final kick of the game. So last season, out of 17 away games, we lost 9 of them. Over half of our games away from home last year were defeats. So coming into the new season, our first away game, I was thinking there is no way, absolutely no way, we are going to lose on the first game. We almost did, but Cesar Valente rescues us with his first goal this season. He scored 3 last year, all from the penalty spot. How many goals will he score this year? We'll have to wait and see, but either way, Valente does ensure that Giroud won't lose on his final game for the club, final game captaining Hamburg, and also gets his first goal this season as well. So how about that for redemption for Valente too, because of course in the last game against Aberdeen, did make the mistake for the goal they scored. Well, I would say so anyway, coming from the corner, getting nowhere near it, getting caught in no man's land. So either way, really pleased. He did redeem himself with a massive moment, the biggest moment of his career so far as well, rescuing a point with the final kick of the game, or one of the final kicks of the game, and that was absolutely huge. But still, following that, as you can see, Johan Giroud did indeed leave the club for £2.7 million, so our captain has now gone. And here's a question for you guys today as well in the comment section down below. Who should take over as club captain from now on? Who should be the new captain of Hamburg now that Giroud has left the club? I've given it to Lewis Holtby for the time being, but I want your opinions, I want your suggestions. Who do you think should be club captain? Let me know in the comment section down below. Give me some reasons, some suggestions, some reasons as to why you think the player you would choose for club captain should be captain. Maybe you think it should be Diekmeyer because he's right now the player who's been at the club for the longest. He's been here since 2010 and he's still in the first team as well. Maybe you agree with me, it should be Lewis Holtby because he's an energy player through the middle of the park, always does really well for us, high stamina, very good player and underrated in this team as well. Maybe you think it should be Valente, give it to the Scout Future Star, or maybe you think it should go to Hoffman, for example, who last season was fantastic. Let me know in the comment section down below who you think should be the club captain here for Hamburg and give me some reasons why as well. But Holtby would captain the side for this game here, the third and final one of today's episode, taking on Aberdeen in the Champions League qualifying round. Second leg here as the Scottish side would travel to the Volkspark Stadion here in Germany to take us on, and we take the lead as well very early on. Lewis Holtby wearing the captain's armband, getting the assist for our number 12, who scores in minute number 5. Florentine Tolisso, who I don't believe scored last season since coming in January, so I think that's his first goal for the clubs. He makes it 1-0, really good to see. And then in the 21st minute, even better to see was this. Lewis Holtby made it 2-0 to Hamburg and surely secured our place in the group stages as we now led 4-1 on aggregate. He ran to the cameraman to celebrate as well, wearing the captain's armband, and he does indeed make it Hamburg 2, Aberdeen 0. So what a start for his first night wearing the armband here. Lewis Holtby getting an assist and then a goal as well. Really good to see for our number 8 and a really good start to this game. So 2-0 up going into the break at half time here. We were looking the stronger side as well, but to be honest, there wasn't really much going on in the entire game. There weren't really too many chances for either side. It was still 2-0 to Hamburg though late on in the game when Aberdeen did this and got themselves back in the game if nothing else, but surely not back in the tie as we still led by 4-2 on aggregate. So Hamburg 2, Aberdeen 1. They celebrated the goal like they were going through to the group stages, but in reality they surely must have known that with 10 minutes to go there was no way they were going to score the extra 2 goals needed. But it was a really disappointing goal to concede because where the defense was, I've got no idea, and they were just 2 long balls launched forward. General Route 1 stuff and really poor defending, and I guess for Valente as well, he should have done better as well. But he was the last man back as the long ball came in and he'd not came for it. Mark Reynolds would have just chested it down and put it past him on a one-on-one. So either way, the final score was 2-1. It didn't matter in the end. We are through to the group stages of the Champions League with a 4-2 aggregate scoreline. So very pleased with that. Getting the win with the same scoreline both home and away and advancing to the group stages, and we'll find out who will be playing in those group stages in the next episode. But that is going to be today's episode of the Bundesliga career mode though, guys. So a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do consider leaving a like, because that's of course much appreciated and really helps the channel grow as well. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Bundesliga career mode very soon.